Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're going to talk about the brand new Battlefield 6 update and how we got more than we bargained for, but not necessarily in a good way. In fact, one could argue this update is actually just making certain areas of the game even worse than they already were. I'm going to cover everything to do with operations, vehicle nerfs, and some catastrophic things they did to vehicles, the RPG nerf, Reddit completely fabricating an outrage that I have to actually stamp out before it even spreads because it's so absurd, and the fact that we now have gigantic hit markers for seemingly no reason. So if you enjoy the channel, be sure to subscribe, hit the like button, sub to the second channel, that'll be in the description and the pinned comment, and swing by the streams. I stream every single day at twitch.tv/enders and this YouTube channel. Let's get operations out of the way first. I played it. You know what? I actually had a decent time. Is it operations from Battlefield 1 though? Not really. I mean, there are some half-assed cutscenes. It doesn't really have the aura. It doesn't have the appeal of the original Battlefield 1 operations. The flow isn't the same. It's essentially just double breakthrough for an hour, and you can maybe get 300 kill games. The most kills I got today was, I think, 212. So yeah, when it comes to this limited time game mode, I'm not sure anyone's going to be crying when it leaves. It's not the worst thing I've ever played. It's actually pretty fun, but I'm not necessarily itching to play it. The next topic I want to cover has to do with Battlefield 6's vehicle gameplay. And you know what, guys? They might have made it worse than before this patch. And that's not really great news, considering Galmud Railway is right over the horizon. So, guys, how are we making the vehicle gameplay worse before you release Galmud, presumably in the next season? I just don't really get it. But Silk was freaking out on Twitter. For those of you that don't know who Silk is, he's basically your go-to vehicle guy for Battlefield. He plays in the jets, he plays in the helis, he understands the vehicle gameplay extremely well. And the first thing I wake up to is a tweet from Silk reading, "Holy fuck, this update cooked some shit. I don't even know if I want to say it to keep it hidden for a bit." That's how bad it was, guys. Silk wasn't even sure if it was a good idea to tell people what DICE broke about vehicles. Then, in another tweet, he goes on to say, okay, here's what I know about the BF6 update that is questionable. Number one, tank backshot is weaker, but frontal and side shots are stronger. The armor-piercing shell from a main battle tank now does 500 damage to the front of an LAV, which means you can two-shot kill an LAV. And yes, I understand this is an AP shell, but the balance of the vehicles was the problem. And they have made the balance of the vehicles worse, at least between MBTs and LAVs. Silk goes on to say that the SRA now apparently one-hits attack helicopters. He isn't sure if it one-shots the jets. The guided shell has insane velocity, but it is less maneuverable. He isn't really sure if it's a buff or a nerf. The Little Bird has seen its miniguns nerfed really hard in Silk's opinion, and they also nerfed the rockets. Silk comments, why punish the skilled part of the heli, and what he means by that is, why nerf the miniguns so hard, but don't nerf the rockets as hard? Aiming with the miniguns and the Little Bird is definitely harder than aiming with rocket splash damage, so I can understand what he means, but, in my opinion, the Little Bird miniguns in this game were pretty fucking diabolical. They were extremely strong, so I'm not entirely sure if the Little Bird minigun nerf is the end of the world, but you know what? The last thing he mentions is fucking crazy. If you are in an air vehicle flying over a gimme flag, which is the flag closest to your deployment or HQ, the base AA will shoot you. So you can be within the playable map area, not even out of bounds, not above the enemy HQ at all, and the base AA will shoot at you. Need I remind you, ladies and gentlemen, Galmud Railway is a map they are planning to release. And they are consistently fucking the vehicle gameplay up even more. Somehow DICE consistently creates more problems for themselves with every single update, and Silk ends this statement by saying things like air radar, overpowered PLD, and flare unreliability are left completely unaddressed. And the icing on the cake to all of this is actually pretty hilarious, but also just pure poetry, in my opinion. Many of you might be aware that a community member actually made a working air radar in Portal. But as of today's update, DICE has broken the community-made air radar in Portal, while also simultaneously not addressing air radar in the main game. But all of this is okay, guys, because it only took DICE 7 months to nerf the velocity of the RPG. In terms of how impactful the RPG velocity nerf is in gameplay, you can definitely feel it is harder to hit targets at range, which is good because the RPG has been insane ever since the beta. The next thing I want to address is this weird Reddit fabricated outrage. Guys, this is a true caveman discovers fire moment if I've ever seen one. A friend of mine sent me this post claiming that today's update actually buffed movement, which is completely false. The post claims that side strafing speed has been increased, so just basic strafing speed, and you can also slide to the side, meaning left or right. You don't necessarily have to look forward in order to do a side movement. I just want to make this very clear. You've been able to slide sideways and do everything shown in this Reddit post since the beta of the game. Today's update didn't change anything. But like clockwork, this post gets 1,300 upvotes, and people are constantly asking me if I feel a difference in the movement. And the answer to that is no, because they didn't change anything about the movement. This happens every single update, by the way. This community is so fucking unserious, and they don't understand a single thing about the way their game actually works, that they placebo themselves into believing there's a change that happened in an update, but it's actually just them, for once in their life, learning how to play the game by using a different movement mechanic that they've never bothered to actually try in their lives. All this Reddit post confirms is how little a lot of these players actually understand about the game. It took a lot of these people on this post 6 months to discover a mechanic in the game that it took most people 6 minutes to learn. So just to end this garbage post before it spreads around more, nothing changed about the movement in this update. This post is a complete and utter fabrication. And the last thing I want to leave you guys with is a bit of a funny thing, but this is a total classic DICE-ism, right? You might have played the game today, and you shoot somebody and you go, the hit markers look giant. Is that just me? No, guys, you're not going crazy. They, for some reason, made the hit markers absolutely gigantic in this update. I don't think it's intentional. I'm almost 99% certain this is a bug, because it isn't mentioned anywhere in the patch notes. But what is undeniable is that this is just classic DICE. Update the game, make absolutely no mention of anything to do with hit markers at all, and suddenly, the hit markers are twice their normal size. So overall, was this a good update? I don't know anymore. I don't think there were really many tangible improvements to the gameplay, and the vehicle gameplay apparently was just made even more imbalanced than it was before. I saw some people say the hit registration felt better, and I couldn't tell if it felt better or if the giant hit markers were just making it more obvious that I was hitting a target. So overall, I'm going to have to give this update like a 4 out of 10. Nice. If you enjoy the channel, hit the like button, hit the sub button, check out the second channel, it'll be in the description, swing by the streams, and now we truly enter the wait for Season 3. Let's go.